Okay, picture this. You walk into your favorite sports bar, maybe a busy restaurant, could even be a country club. The place is buzzing, right?
Mm.
Multiple TVs are on, showing different games, news, whatever. And then a customer asks, hey, can you put the Yankees game on that TV over there?
Hmm.
For the staff, that simple request, it can suddenly turn into this, like, mad scramble.
Oh, yeah. Searching for the right remote.
Exactly. A
Yeah.
pile of them, buttons that make zero sense, and half the time you're thinking, okay, where's the manager? Or calling the owner, maybe?
Been there. It's chaos.
What if that whole frantic moment, that searching could just disappear? What if controlling every single screen was just, a simple tap on a tablet? So today we're doing a deep dive into a system that's designed to do exactly that. It's called the WolfPad Direc-TV Tablet TV Control System.
Interesting name.
It promises to basically strip away all that complexity from commercial AV setups, specifically for places using DirecTV. The idea is to put really intuitive control right into anyone's hands. Doesn't matter if they're tech savvy or not. So our mission today, let's unpack how this thing actually works, figure out who it's really built for, and, what makes it a potentially compelling option, especially for businesses trying to streamline their TVs without needing a tech guru or spending a fortune.
Right, because those custom AV systems can get really expensive.
Exactly. Okay, let's dig in. So we've all been there, haven't we? Just at home staring at like 3 or 4 remotes just for one TV setup.
Uh-huh. The coffee table graveyard.
Totally. Now imagine multiplying that frustration across dozens of screens, different source devices, all in a busy bar or restaurant. It's guaranteed confusion, right? Especially for staff who are focused on customers, not on being IT support.
Yeah, their job is service, not fiddling with inputs.
Yeah, precisely. And our source material really nails this problem. It says the WolfPad DirecTV system is an app, graphic, and hardware designed to easily control and route DirecTV HDMI signals to any TV. And its core promise is super clear. You now can eliminate the frustration of changing DirecTV channels with the remote controls and do it on your tablet. Simple as that.
You know, what's really interesting to me here isn't just the tech fix, but how clearly they identified a specific human problem. A real pain point.
Right.
It's not just about signal routing. It's about making life easier for the people who have to actually use the system day to day. The source specifically mentions it targets users' WOA technical knowledge.
Yeah.
Things like sports bar owners, waitresses, bartenders, DJs.
The frontline staff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That tells you right away the design priority is user experience, making it intuitive over just packing in raw technical features. It's about confidence for the staff.
Yeah, taking the friction out. Imagine you're that bartender. It's Saturday night. The bar is slammed. You're juggling orders, conversation.
Total chaos.
And the last thing you need is a 5-minute battle with a confusing AV remote just to change one channel.
Customers get impatient.
Right. This system aims to just completely erase that headache for you and your team. Lets them focus on the customers, not the technology. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. How does it actually achieve that simplicity in what we know can be a pretty complex setup?
Yeah, routing potentially 16 sources to 36 destinations. That's not trivial.
But the source emphasizes, and this is key, no programming knowledge is required to set up your system as our interface is intuitive and simple. It's a bold claim.
Very bold. Let's see how they back it up.
Okay, first, scale. It can handle, as you said, up to 16 DirecTV receivers to up to 36 TVs in any combination. They call it any in to any out. Pretty straightforward.
That covers most bars and restaurants, I'd imagine.
Yeah, seems like a good range. And you're not locked into one type of tablet. It says you can use any tablet, iPad, Fire, Samsung, other Androids. You just download their app.
Okay, that's good. No need to buy specific hardware just for control.
Right. Now, the control mechanism itself is kind of clever in its simplicity. It actually simulates their remote controls by sending standard infrared signals IR to the DirecTV receivers.
Ah, so it's mimicking the original remotes.
Exactly.
That's pretty smart. It avoids needing complex network integration for every single DirecTV box. You just need line of sight for the IR emitter. It's like a reliable, older tech solving a modern problem.
Yeah. And the real heart of that no programming knowledge thing seems to be the user interface. It's all on a single screen.
Okay.
So you pick your source, the DirecTV receiver you want to control. Its button turns gray, shows up at the top, easy. Then on the right, you see buttons for all your TVs. They show which ones are currently getting that source. You just tap a TV button.
And it switches that TV to the source you selected.
Bingo. Connects that TV to that DirecTV box. And get this, if you accidentally tap the wrong TV.
Uh-oh. Happens all the time.
They have an undo function. You just tap the grayed out TV button again, and it flips back to whatever it was showing before.
Oh, that's thoughtful. A simple oops button.
Yeah. And then on the left side of the screen, you've got buttons that look just like your DirecTV remote channel, up, down, guide, numbers, all that, for controlling the receiver you picked.
You know, stepping back, that single screen interface, plus things like the undo button, that's really good design for minimizing cognitive load.
Cognitive load, meaning?
Just making it easier to think through the task,
Yeah.
right? For a busy waitress or bartender, not having to jump between different screens or menus, not having to second guess, that's huge. It turns a potentially complex routing task, what AV pros call matrix, switching into something almost anyone can grasp instantly.
Less training time, fewer mistakes during a rush.
Exactly. Faster service, happier customers.
Yeah.
It really shows that sometimes powerful simplicity in the design itself is the most important feature.
Okay, so let's talk about what this actually means in terms of, what's in the box, what do you actually get, what do you need to provide yourself?
Right, the practical stuff.
Because the WolfPad Direc-TV system, it isn't just an app, it's more of a package deal, but it does rely on some key pieces of hardware you need separately. So let's break it down. You get one proprietary control code. This is specifically for interfacing with a WolfPad HDMI matrix switch.
Okay, so the matrix switch is the hub that does the actual video routing.
Correct. And crucially, the source says that switch itself is not supplied. You have to buy that WolfPad switch separately.
Gotcha. That's an important piece to budget for.
Definitely. You also get a 6-foot RS-232 cable that's a serial cable, kind of old school, but super reliable for connecting the controller to the switch.
Tried and true. Rock solid connection.
Then there's the WolfPad Lite tablet app. You download it, but the source notes the iOS and Android apps have a one-time purchase cost, $99.95 each from the app stores.
Okay, $100 per platform. Still, not a subscription.
Right. Now, here's a really interesting component. You get a modified, pre-owned Crestron rack mount controller, plus its power adapter.
Wait, pre-owned Crestron, like used gear.
Yeah, that's what it says. Described as pre-owned Crestron control and a cloud-based customizer device with a 5-year warranty. That warranty's pretty significant, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unusual, but maybe smart. We'll come back to that.
And finally, the package includes up to 16 IR emitter cables. Those are what blast the signals to your DirecTV boxes and access to a cloud tool to help you set up your specific layout. So, just to be crystal clear, what you don't get are the DirecTV receivers themselves, the main WolfPad matrix switch, or the actual tablet.
Right, core components you need to provide.
Now, cost and value. The price listed is $1,250, and the company makes a point about using those legacy Crestron products.
Yeah, the pre-owned part.
They say it's a strategic move. It allows them to offer a dramatic lowering of cost compared to competing systems that cost as high as $10,000.
Okay, so that's the logic, using reliable older gear to hit a much lower price point.
And they emphasize these are American-built and are made to last, so implying quality despite being pre-owned.
That Crestron stuff is generally built like a tank, even the older model. So that makes sense.
And then there are some nice financial posts. No hassle purchase, free shipping, free 60-day returns, including the return label, no restocking fee. And this is huge for businesses planning budgets. No monthly or yearly fees. Also, no license or subscription fees.
Wow, okay. That is a big deal.
A one-time cost.
That whole strategy with the modified pre-owned Crestron hardware, it really jumps out, doesn't it?
It does.
It's not just cheaping out. It feels like a conscious decision to leverage proven industrial-grade tech that maybe isn't the absolute latest, but is known for being incredibly robust. It kind of challenges that whole idea that complex problems always need the newest, most expensive solution,
Right. Good enough is sometimes better, especially if it saves thousands.
Exactly. And it lets them deliver something specialized and high quality, but pass massive savings to the customer. Plus, that no recurring fees angle, that's gold for businesses.
Predictable expenses.
Totally. It's a major differentiator compared to so many software-as-a-service models you see everywhere now. Huge value prop if you want to avoid those ongoing costs.
Okay, so while the system definitely aims for simplicity, anytime you bring new tech into a business, there are always practical questions, right? Little details you need to know.
Always. The nitty-gritty.
So let's dive into some key points from the source's own FAQ section. Important considerations. First up, a big one for busy places. Multi-user environments. Can multiple staff members use it at once? The source says it supports any number of iPads, which sounds good.
Right.
But it's described as a single-user system, which means, and I quote, if one person is using an iPad, they can interfere with another user trying to use an iPad at the same time. That sounds like it could be a bottleneck, doesn't it?
It does sound like a potential issue, yeah.
Yeah.
Like two bartenders trying to change different TVs simultaneously. What happens?
Well, what's clever is how they seem to handle it. The system tries to mitigate this because, apparently, you can see on the remote iPad what the first user is doing, so you know not to use the iPad until they are done.
Ah, okay. So it's not truly multi-user, but it gives you transparency. You can see if it's busy.
Exactly. It provides that immediate feedback. So it doesn't solve the single user limit, but it makes it manageable. Requires a bit of, staff coordination. Hey, using the controller.
Right. A bit of communication helps avoid accidental overrides, turns a potential flaw into just an operational thing to be aware of.
Makes sense. Okay, next, network stuff. Do you need to set up a whole separate Wi-Fi network just for this?
Oh, that would be a pain.
Good news, the answer is no. It says the guest WiFi system is fine, or any WiFi you already have available.
Phew, that's a big plus. Avoids extra infrastructure, extra IT headaches. Nice.
Definitely. Now, programming and setup. For smaller one-page systems, the actual control program is apparently stored right in that Crestron controller, the CP2E model they mentioned,
Okay.
and it just transfers over when the user installs the app. Seems simple enough.
Okay. And for bigger setups.
For large multi-page systems, the company says they'll remotely load the iPad via our Customizer tool.
So they handle the more complex configurations remotely.
Okay. And to get started, what info do they need from the business? Mostly just input label numbers, like what you want to call DirecTV, box 1, box 2, etc., and the IR component model numbers for those boxes.
Standard setup info. Makes sense.
Now here's another key setup point. The FAQ asks, will I need to ship the iPads to your rep for setup? And the answer is yes, you need to send them in. However,
There's an exception.
yes, unless you can buy the controller at this webpage to do it remotely. So you have an option. Send in your tablet for setup, or buy an extra piece of hardware to enable remote setup. Flexibility there.
Okay, good to have options depending on your preference or urgency.
And one final really crucial point. Remember the specific model we're talking about, the WolfPad Direc-TV tablet TV control system. It only supports DirecTV receivers.
So purely for DirecTV environments.
Correct. The source does mention other WolfPad models in the related products section that do support DoDash network and standard cable boxes.
But they likely cost more.
Yeah, looks like it. For example, a $750 for a version handling DoDash DirecTV and table box, or even $2,500 if you want one that integrates with a visual floor plan of your venue.
Right, so different tiers depending on the sources you need to control. But this specific one is DirecTV only. Good clarification.
That flexibility on Wi-Fi, the setup options,
Yeah.
it really shows they're thinking about different types of businesses and varying levels of technical comfort.
Yeah, it feels like a pretty well-rounded approach, doesn't it? From leveraging that older hardware for cost savings to the user-friendly interface to these practical deployment options. It makes it feel like a really targeted but also approachable solution for that specific market.
So wrapping this up, what's the big picture here? What does this all mean for you, the listener? The WolfPad DirecTV tablet TV control system really seems laser-focused on solving one specific problem. Making DirecTV control in commercial spots way, way simpler, especially for staff who aren't tech experts.
Right, taking the complexity out.
It bundles together that intuitive, single-screen tablet control, pretty robust capacity for lots of TVs, and maybe most notably, a really attractive price point.
Thanks largely to that clever use of reliable, pre-owned hardware.
Exactly. And that crucial lack of any monthly or yearly fees, big selling point. So for you, maybe you manage a venue, maybe you're thinking about an AV upgrade, or maybe you're just interested in smart tech solutions. This system is a great example of how really specialized design can tackle frustrating real-world problems. It takes something complex,
Like multi-zone video routing.
abstracts away the tricky bits, and just makes it feel easy to use, turning a potential chore into something seamless.
Making complex tech accessible.
Precisely. And, this whole approach, championing simplicity using refurbished industrial-grade parts to hit a lower price without really sacrificing quality or durability, it makes you think, doesn't it? Where else could this kind of re-engineered simplicity shake things up? What other markets are currently stuck with overly complex, super expensive solutions where maybe a smarter, simpler approach using proven tech could make a difference?
That's a great question. And what are the long-term implications, maybe trade-offs or benefits of that strategy, not just for the businesses using it, but kind of for the tech world overall?
Definitely something to chew on. Food for thought until our next